What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the NBC Thursday Night Football Extravaganza. We're doing a Q&A, fantasy football, betting, everything. We got Lawrence Jackson, a.k.a. Lord Don't Lose. We got Kyle Dvorchak. I am Vaughn Dalzell. We want to give a special shout-out before we get started to everybody watching because we got tons of people in the chats already. We got a shout-out here to Lord himself. We got a couple of guys asking what time's the game start. Come on, my guys. We got some shout-outs here. So this is awesome. Shout out my name. Shout out to Del Ryan for checking us out live. But guys, take it away. How you guys doing today? What's up, Lawrence? How are you?
I'm good, man. Can't complain, man. We already know why we here, man. NFL kickoff. What better way for it to be on NBC? I'm so happy to be doing this show here with you fellas because I know both of y'all gonna bring the heat. Y'all both know what y'all talking about, and I'm just ready, man. It's an exciting day. Got a great game too.
Yeah, I'm finally ready to be done with the off season. I didn't realize how much I hated the off season until I realized that football was tonight, and I was like, oh my god, we've really been talking about like Hayden Hurst target shares once a week for 4 months. Please, God, give us anything.
Yes, it's finally here. I'm so happy. I mean, as we know, if you haven't drafted fantasy yet, you're probably not playing this year. You're just late to the party. But guys, I wanted to kick this off because I know you guys are the fantasy experts. I'm the betting expert here on the show. So I wanted you guys to tell me what's the worst thing that's ever happened for finishing last in your fantasy leagues. Drop something good.
Well, actually, I could go to one of my leagues this year where we had a live draft. I don't know if it's the worst thing, but it was pretty funny. So my man who finished last year had to walk around with a big old pink shirt, and in purple letters, it says, "I suck at fantasy football." Then it got a little baby with a pacifier in it. So he just walking around and he eating pizza and getting sauce dripping all on the shirt. So it make it look even worse. You know what I'm saying? So rocking that shirt would be enough for me. Now I've heard of some wild and some crazy things like dressing up in tutus and stuff like that and having to act like you a ballerina and stuff, but that's something I actually witnessed like literally weeks ago.
I'm not in any leagues with a bad punishment. The only one I'm in, someone bought at a yard sale a glass chicken, and you have to hang on to the glass chicken until the next year, and you just have this ugly glass chicken hanging around your apartment. And if you lose it, no one's lost it, but I'd imagine it'd be bad. I've seen plenty of people have to get tattoos, and for my dainty skin and my fear of needles, that would be no good.
Yeah. I couldn't do that. Well, no one in my league ever wants to play for anything crazy. I'm the tattoo pusher in my league. I'm the haircut pusher. Let's get crazy.
It got to be something extreme, man. At one of my leagues, we was just talking about what we should do, like either like a monetary thing, or we was talking about going on a date with a blow up doll, the lemonade stand. I think if it was the blow up doll, I might get last on purpose just to make that content right there,
Yeah,
this is a really good one. This is I bet with Brad checking in from the gym. Punishment was to take the SAT. And yes, the hassle to sign up is even worse because like it's one thing to go out in public and look like a loser or whatever, but this is also just like a lot of work to find the nearest place that offers the SAT and figure out what time it is. It's probably at 8 a.m, and then to actually take it, that is like not even embarrassing. It just sucks.
Yeah, it's all that. I think that's probably amongst the worst things that you could probably be doing.
I'm with you on that one. No, I mean, I'm not going to tell you guys my SAT score in high school, but I was barely eligible to play football in college for a year. So Brad, I feel you. I'm out. I'm not doing that at 28 years old. I'm good on that one. But we do got some questions in here. Might as well get started while we're talking about the game. You guys are the fantasy experts. Ronald wants to know, Isaiah Mckenzie, will he do something tonight? Are you guys betting on him, throwing him in fantasy? What's the move?
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing right here, right? Isaiah Mckenzie, he's taking over a position that was held down by Cole Beasley the past 2 seasons. In those 2 seasons, Cole Beasley from the slot averaged over 109 targets per season and caught 82 balls the past 2 seasons. Now Isaiah McKenzie gets into that role. You even saw him in limited action in their little preseason game. Josh Allen looked for this dude right away. Manufactured targets. Josh Allen loves that slot receiver. So while, obviously Stephon Diggs, he the top guy. There ain't nobody in the world finna argue that. We expecting a Gabe Davis explosion tonight, or I don't know, expecting or hoping something like that. But Isaiah McKenzie could creep up on some people. If not this week, his stock will certainly go up to be, getting in that flex position for the next week.
I like that.
Yeah, he's someone that I think illustrates the difference between him and Ben Skrenak's just like a bad play regardless, but him and these like cheap punt plays that everyone's going to play in Showdown, I'm not really interested in, right? Like that's how you get a nice duped lineup with like 8,000 of your best friends. But in your regular fantasy league, like that's the difference. The strategy of Showdown or the math of betting and the math of fantasy is like, there are certain scenarios in which Isaiah McKenzie as a PPR flex play for your standard 12-team league, perfectly fine play. But like in Showdown, him and like Ben Skrenak, like have fun shopping with 800 of your best friends.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really like the depth there. I'm going to take this question here from you guys. So this guy is getting spicy. On a Thursday, opening night, alt line down to under 45 in Rams versus Bills. Now, let me start off by saying I pulled a pretty good stat here for the over-unders for Sean McVay when he's an underdog, because it does not happen very often, as we would probably note being the Rams coach. But 11-2 to the over as an underdog. You can see at the very bottom of the screen. Very good trend. Sean McDermott, also good to the over as a road favorite. Not as profitable, though. So, under 45 is certainly a spicy bet. I make it like 26-24. I'm back in the Rams tonight. I want to take the +3 because in NFL betting, 3 points actually mean something. In college football, it might not mean as much because kickers can't kick. You have a lot more teams turn the ball over, going for it on fourth down opposed to NFL. So I'm comfortable backing the 3 for the Rams. That under 45, though, best of luck to you. I would lean the over in this game. You guys got an opinion on that one?
I'm actually not even that mad at the under, but that's way under. I mean, the Bucks and the Cowboys last year, week 1, they hit 60. And that was with Dak Prescott throwing it 58 times and Tom Brady throwing 50. And they hit 60. So I don't think these two quarterbacks is going to throw 50 plus. But that's why I would say, maybe the under could hit, but it would be slightly under. I don't know about no 45. That mean ain't nobody scoring no points.
Yeah, 45 for like 2 strong MVP candidates feels. You got it at great odds. I'm sure that's how these things work. But
definitely,
even at set odds, I don't know. It's bolder than I am.
You think, is this one bold? Starting Gabe Davis over Chase Edmonds in PPR. Would you lay that one, Kyle?
Oh yeah, dude, Gabe Davis is that dude. Like, I'm so excited to see Gabe Davis. That's like really what the NFL season is coming down to me. It's just
Gabe Davis.
Watch Gabe Davis once every week. Take 1 week off, take a break from Gabe, and go back. It's like I do have, maybe like 200 best ball teams done, and I've been taking Gabe Davis the whole summer.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Chase Edmonds right here. And I know, Ross, right here, you probably having to make that decision right now. If Gabe Davis going to do it, he going to do it big, baby. I would play safe right here because I know that Chase Edmonds is going to he'll probably end up with more touches, more opportunities, especially in, like you say, your league is full PPR. There's I would say there's a better chance for Chase Edmonds to have more receptions than Gabe Davis than to Gabe Davis to just completely go off. Like, I don't know, not like the playoff game go off, but, something decent, 9 catches, 150, 2 touchdowns, I would go with Chase Edmonds for week 1.
It's shocking that me and Lawrence's styles, I'm the resident nerd grinding spreadsheets. And Lawrence comes out here like, well, if you got to play for the floor, no. You can't be out here like, who's more likely to get me 8 points?
Hey, shoot for the moon. Hey, look, I know usually I'm the dude who just like, hey, go get it. But yeah. I don't know. I'm feeling Chase Edmonds. I love this value this year. Ooh, here go one.
Yeah, Lawrence, go ahead. Take it, baby.
Here we
Cam
go.
Akers is your boy.
Listen, here we go. It's Broski. What's happening, man? Cam Akers over Rashad Penny. Man, we all expecting the Broncos to, we all expecting the Seahawks to get dog walked on Monday, right? Now, I do not love any of the any of the rushing props for any running backs in tonight's game. However, you drafted Cam Akers in that 4th or 5th round, and maybe sometimes the 3rd. Some people did that. You drafted him. You start that man tonight. Now I'm going to risk it for the biscuit, Kyle. Now I'm going to go here because we know Rashad Penny is going to get that lead back role out the gate. No Kenneth Walker, Akers, and Darrell Henderson. We don't really know what's going to happen, but it's Broski, my man. You drafted Cam Akers to get in there. So let him in, baby.
Kyle, this one's tough.
Justin Fields and Matt Ryan. Like, no, I'm not taking the 39-year-old.
Why do you have them in fantasy? Why are those your quarterbacks?
Dude, Justin Fields, well, good might not be how I would describe Justin Fields. He could be good. He was not good last year, but we also don't care because fantasy designed in like the late 80s, the most a quarterback had ever rushed for in a game was like 6 yards. They didn't understand how valuable rushing quarterbacks would go on to become. So when we get these like just cheat code, Konami code quarterbacks like Justin Fields, those guys are just slam dunks to be like, when they're bad, they're slam dunks to be like the QB 9 through 15. Matt Ryan has to be good to get there.
Yeah, that's very true. Run heavy team too. I know a lot of people aren't Darnell movie. They're expecting big things from him, Justin Fields, and also Cole Kmet. I am a big guy when it comes to the play prop market of fading tight ends. I think that's a market that we don't go hard enough on. But these two guys, Cole Kmet, I could see myself fading this year, just in the Bears offense. With Zach Ertz, though, no D-Hop for a while. Like, Ertz is a play-on guy, in my opinion. What do you guys think?
Yeah, Rondale Moore left practice today, too.
Yeah,
they had to get checked out.
That's a big factor here. And for that, I'm gonna go Zach Ertz, because what are we rolling with right now? You got the Chiefs. You got to keep up with the Chiefs here. You got Hollywood Brown. You got Rondale Moore. We don't know what's going on with that. We got Zach Ertz. So yeah, I will roll with that definitely.
Yeah, I like that one. I like that comment right there too. Shout out to what is that?
Perp Fury.
Perp Fury, baby. Yeah, Lord to Lose is way too hard. Like I said, he's famous.
I go hard every day, baby.
Josh Allen over 6.5 rushing attempts tonight. This is tough because, I know you guys said you don't like any of it. Well, Lawrence, you specifically said you don't like any of the running backs tonight in fantasy or betting. I'm in that same wavelength. Like, someone asked about Singletary's rushing yards. I would go under on all the running backs tonight. Like, I don't feel confident in any of them. But Josh Allen, that's a sneaky one because if the Bills do win and they're taking kneels at the end of the game, those count as rushing attempts too. So if you're a Bills backer tonight, that's an incentive if you like his rushing attempts. But for me, I'm on the opposite way. I'd probably lean the under. What do you guys think?
For Josh Allen rushing attempts, this is a tough number right here. I'm gonna have to go over. I think I could see him rushing 7 times. I feel like they might need it. Because of the lack of the running game that they had. Well, overall last season that they had. So I could see Josh Allen putting the feet in the dirt and getting going there, especially when you get near the goal. When the Bills get near the goal line, Josh Allen, one of his options is running in there, and they'll do that by design.
Like that.
I think I'd take the over on that one. I think he averaged 7.2 last year, but his median was like 6 on the dot. And this isn't even. I forget. We've had this discussion a few times on how to pronounce Svilu's name, if I remember correctly. But we had it last year, and last year was so many years ago that I don't remember. Yeah, this won't be my final form. I may color it again one more time before I cut it, but I would take the Allen over, especially in these like high leverage games. We typically see the rushing quarterbacks increase their volume even more. Like, not that Mahomes is like a rushing quarterback, but he rushes like 3 times a game in like garbage regular season games versus the Jets, and then the playoff comes and like it's go time. And I think that's probably true of more of the like elite quarterbacks with rushing potential.
Yeah, I like that. I like the breakdown. Kyle, I want to talk about one of your plays, though, for tonight's game because We're talking really fantasy heavy. The game is tonight. It's the kickoff, baby. But I saw your first play to be a pass in this game. Like that you got some cojones, my friend. Like, how many games have lead off with a pass? But these are two very pass-heavy teams. So what made you so confident playing this?
Yeah, it was the pass rates of the teams. It was the pass rates of the Bills, who led the NFL in first down pass rate last year, something like 55-60%. And I think we saw Sean McVay almost blow so many playoff games last year because he's like, first and 10, Cam Akers is a lock for 2 yards on these plays. And they were one of the more talented teams, maybe the most talented team in the playoffs. Obviously, the Super Bowl win bears it out. And they were still keeping close with teams that just weren't nearly as good because they would just not stop running on first and second down on these like first and long, second and long. And I believe Sean McVay to be a smart coach. I don't think you get as far as he has without being a smart coach. And I would hope he has learned. He's the one I really sweat that assuming they would get the ball first, that's where I'm sweating. I think that's the problem, is that if he hasn't learned from his mistakes, dude, he's giving Cam Akers up the gut for 3 yards. Not every time, but like 60% of the time. But if the Bills get the ball first, they were, the most pass heavy team on first down last year.
Okay.
I think if the Bills get the ball first, you looking pretty good right here.
Yeah.
Real good. Yeah. And I'm talking like, just boom, Isaiah McKenzie right out the gate.
Isaiah McKenzie, he's going to be a hot topic. I see a lot of people betting on him, man. But you had a bet that I like, Lawrence, an over bet. I see a lot of sharp people on it. Your bet's moved up like 5 yards. So talk about the wide receiver, and let me hype him up after you.
Yeah, man. So Allen Robinson right here, man, 60.5, which is that number is close to, Stephon Diggs. The only guy that has a crazy high number for reception yards in this game is Cooper Kupp. Now, the Bills were the number one pass defense last year. We know that top defense overall last year. They come into this game without their top defensive back, Tre'Davious White. I expect the team to use more resources to help slow down that stud, Cooper Kupp. And therefore, I expect Allen Robinson to eat off that. The man got a lot to prove. He's rejuvenated, and he's not far removed just in 2020 from a season in which he got over 1,200 rushing yards. So I expect all of that build up to just, come out here tonight, man. So I'm going over 60.5 for Allen Robinson.
And I'll make a note that his over has came down to 58.5 on DraftKings right now, minus 130 odds of the over. So you're getting a slight discount. Of course, he only had 60-plus yards in 2 games out of 12 attempts with the Bears last season, but totally different situation here.
Which is good considering all the things that was going on. 2 times out of 12 over 60. We'll take that.
We'll take that. And then let's get back to the viewers after this one. So I'm high on Allen Robinson too. He's my anytime touchdown scorer for tonight. His odds have come down from 150 down to like the 140, 120 range on some books, on the DKs, FanDuels, etc. But man, I mean, you guys have saw the videos of Allen Robinson and on video getting shown up by Sean McVay to all the media and everything, him being so excited. And this is a game where it's like you're coming out at home off a Super Bowl. You want to show off your new toy. Cooper Kupp's going to be targeting the slot a lot, and no Trey White opens it up outside for Allen Robinson. I mean, I really think A-Rob could find himself in the end zone to get going here. Really start his LA Rams career off right. And we saw how well Odell had success last season too when he arrived there. So you guys riding or what? Lawrence, I know you are. I saw your video.
Yeah, I'm all the way with that. Yeah.
I had to stop myself from duping you, Vaughn, on a few of your bets on Allen Robinson. It's like, well, we can't all bring the same bet here, but I would have had a few.
It's an A-Rob type of night, baby. Like if you're not first, you're last on his touchdown bets and everything because they're moving. But we'll get back to some viewers here. So non-PPR, drop Damian Harris for Drake London. What do you guys think?
Ooh.
I mean, it's non-PPR. I'm keeping Damian Harris, especially with Drake London banged up right now. If this was like full PPR, it'd be a different conversation. But like London, you're not playing London week 1. If he's still banged up and doesn't do great, you're not playing him week 2. It's like 3 or 4 weeks that you're really considering playing him. So, I mean, it's not fun. Like Drake London is objectively a more fun player to bet on, but like this archaic non-PPR format is not where he was built for.
Yeah, Damian Harris. This is a guy you could feel confident starting in week 1, non-PPR. Sorry, Drake London. You don't really want to start him in any format week 1, especially coming off the injury.
I like this one here, man. I'm high on D-Hop. I drafted D-Hop in like 4 out of 5 of my leagues. Like I'm talking 7th, 8th round. Like maybe sort of reaching for him since he's out 6 games, but I'd rather have 11 games of D-Hop than 7 games of Drake London 24/7. Are you guys with me or against me?
I'm with that.
I think it's easy.
I mean, D-Hop, he didn't get 100 yards in a game last year.
Not great.
Yeah. He's out 6 games. You got to be coming back with a vengeance, man. Like, come on. You got Kyler Murray. Like, I expect something from Drake London this season, but we talking about 2 different ends of the spectrum right here. You know, we talking about a rookie stud in a stud. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I'm D-Hop, man.
About that. And Rashad Penny or Elijah Moore, flex PPR, Kyle. Who you taking?
Give me Elijah Moore, dude. Elijah Moore cooked with everyone who wasn't Zack Wilson. And news alert, Zack Wilson ain't playing week 1. Literally anybody. It was Mike White. Mike White was like supposed to be one of the league's worst backup options. Comes in, cooks. Joe Flacco comes in, targets it 11 times, cooks. And he was serviceable at the end of the year when Zack Wilson was there. But really with these non-bad quarterbacks, somehow Joe Flacco is the non-bad quarterback of this team. Moore has been and will continue to be a stud.
Flacco's elite. He forever lives on. But honest question. Do you feel more confident with Joe Flacco versus the Ravens or Zack Wilson versus the Ravens? Because people keep trying to hammer Zack Wilson against them, and I'm like, I'd rather have Flacco against the Ravens.
I low-key like Flacco right here, especially for this game. For this game, like, come on, man. You playing your old team. You playing the dude who took your spot. You know, I'm trying to light it up. Forget that interception he just threw in the preseason versus the Giants, where he literally looked right at him and threw him the pick.
Forget that. You know the awful thing you just said? Don't think about it.
Yeah, like don't think about that. Just think about, Flacco gonna let Elijah Moore eat.
True. AJ Dillon, J.K. Dobbs, full PPR.
We talking about week 1?
Week 1.
AJ Dillon.
Yep.
That's a pretty easy one. Josh Jacobs or Amon St. Brown?
Amon-Ra. Josh Jacobs' team doesn't like him, and I don't play those players. Like,
are you believing in the committee that's going to form in Las Vegas? Like, that's going to happen?
100%. Yeah. Like, I mean, it's what's happened in New England for my entire, almost not even my entire adult life, my entire life. And then we have Josh McDaniel bringing that system, and they're very clear that they literally just don't like Josh Jacobs. They didn't pick up his 5th-year option. They drafted a running back. They signed running backs.
I like that one. I agree. This one caught me off guard though, because when we don't get trade, we haven't got a trade request yet. And I fleeced somebody. So while you guys read over this trade request and think about it, I'm going to brag about this fleece I just conspired on. I'm in a dynasty league. This guy offers me DK Metcalf for a 3rd-round rookie pick. I say no, give me a 4th-round rookie pick because his quarterback situation is not good. So he says, of course, gives it to me right away. With that 4th-round rookie pick, he drafts Minnesota Vikings tight end Irv Smith Jr. So we essentially traded Irv Smith Jr. for DK Metcalf straight up. If that's not the dub of the offseason, I don't know what is. But what do you guys think about this trade? I want to hear both of your guys' thoughts on this.
Yeah, for sure. I'll definitely be interested to see what you got to say too as well, Kyle. I would, seeing as that you got Kyle Pitts, my man, I would stick with AJ Dillon right now because we on the cusp of seeing, his best season yet. I know Robert Woods, 30, coming out the ACL, but he the number 1 receiver for Tennessee. But the meat of this trade is AJ Dillon to me. And like I say, he's going to be relied upon heavily because there's question marks at the Packers receivers. Him and Aaron Jones do well at catching the ball out of the backfield. AJ Dillon, a bigger back, but he's proven he could come out and catch the ball. Now, James Robinson here, yeah, you feel better having Robinson and Etienne, but then again, it'd probably drive you crazy too. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, Isaiah Likely is a nice stash, but you got Kyle Pitts, baby. Stick with him.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like you just like, if you're not playing Kyle Pitts every week, something has gone tragically wrong, and you're not going to be like, thank God I have Isaiah Likely. Like he'll just never make your lineup if you have Pitts. Whereas Dylan, like, yeah, maybe he's like, you have good enough running backs outside of ETN that you're not playing Dylan anyways. But there are very real scenarios in which Dylan is like just burying your opponents and you're playing him no matter who you have. Like, even though I like Brian Robinson, like he's never going to catch passes and he's probably always going to split the backfield. So you don't have that upside with him. And that upside's even worse with James Robinson because ETN's there. So yeah, I would keep AJ Dillon. Like Lauren said, just he's the meat. Keep the meat.
Yeah, I really think there's an opportunity for the Packers running backs to be the second, third leading receivers on the team as far as receptions. Obviously, someone's going to come into the fold and lead the Packers, hopefully a wide receiver, but Aaron Jones, I mean, he could catch passes, man. And I like AJ Dillon too. This is a pretty good one. Getting back to Allen Robinson, since we're a part of his fan club. Rashad Bateman. I mean, I know you're big on him, Lawrence.
Yeah. I like both guys. And man, I love the matchup versus the Jets. Especially with there's question marks going into this weekend about the Ravens running back situation for this week. So we could be seeing like pass happy Ravens all over again just for week 1, based on the running backs. But I ain't do all that Allen Robinson talking for nothing.
I love it.
I gotta have Allen Robinson here today, Jeff.
All right, yeah, I like that too. That's tough, man. Like I gotta see Rashad Bateman break out and really perform first, because like I'd much rather bet on and have Mark Andrews rather than Rashad Bateman. I think that goes for most people, but I just got to see it first, see it put together. Kyle, why don't you take this one? 2 out of the 3 guys who you playing have PPR.
Gabe, of course, he's that dude. And McLaurin. I mean, Jacksonville's defense is garbage. He's getting a quarterback upgrade. I mean, it is literally an upgrade, but upgrading to Carson Wentz feels like going from your like beat up 99 Bronco to like an 04 Camry, and you're like, this is so much better.
I'm gonna go with the same too, because I just don't know what to expect from the only person I feel decently good about starting for the Seahawks in week 1 is DK Metcalf, and that's just because he's that big physical. We know what he could do. We expect him to be playing some catch up. That's the only dude I want to start from the Seahawks week 1.
Yeah, I stashed Tyler Lockett in a lot of my leagues. Like he was going 11th, 12th round. I don't know.
That's a good value. That's a good value.
I'll take it then. What about these 3 guys? The tight end talk, before we get back to some Rams, Bills talk. Irv Smith, Austin Hooper, Tyler Higbee, PPR. Kyle, I know you like Tyler Higbee tonight, right?
I do like Tyler Higbee. He was one where I was surprised, we'll talk about it later, that he actually I thought he'd be a little disrespected in the prop market, but he actually is a pretty fair prop that would make me on him. But he's mostly just a guy who's out there to catch some passes and fall down. Irv Smith is like a legitimate NFL talent. He was just absolutely like stunningly elite as a 20-year-old at Alabama with like Jerry Jeudy, Devonta Smith, Henry Ruggs, and Jalen Waddle on that team. And he led the country in yards per route run for tight end. So I like betting on the upside there, which will pretty much be a constant theme of asking me questions. Like if for some reason you knew right now you needed 7 PPR points, like Tyler Higbee's probably the answer, but like not playing for 7 PPR points.
Yeah, for what you said about Higbee for the 7 points, I kind of feel that way about Hooper. I feel like Irv Smith, he could give you something really good, or he could give you nothing. Just like you said, you just went back to his Alabama days when he was dominant, and he'd been in the league for a few years now. It's like, come on, Irv, when we gonna see that? This should be the year.
I've got like 6 more games of patience with Irv.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is too, like in that offense, I mean, a lot of the reports I've seen from what they're going to do offensively is going to have 3 receiver sets for the most part. Like they're going to play a lot of 3 receiver sets. And with that being said, like I feel like Irv Smith's really going to be the last option offensively at all times. I mean, I don't think I would want him in fantasy at all moving forward. But since we're on the top of Higbee, Kyle, let's make later now. Let's talk about your player prop for this game. I told these guys bring one over and under. You already heard Lawrence's, so Kyle, you might as well hit yours now.
Yeah, I like Higbee in this high scoring environment, this high octane environment to go over. He just plays every single snap. Like last year, I think he played the majority of his games going over 90% snaps in a game that we expect passing a lot from both sides, especially because the Bills are now favored in this game. The Rams won't get to do that dumb thing where they like take a 7-0 lead and just run it on first down every time. So I actually like Higbee on the over 4.5 here.
Lawrence, what do you think about that, man? Did he sell you? Did he sell you?
That's crazy, man. Because like that could hit, and then it'd be for like 23 yards and a touchdown, and you win. And that's the type of stuff that Tyler Higbee do. It's still scary to me. Anything having to do with Tyler Higbee scare me. So I I wouldn't do it, but man, like I say, this dude end up with 5-6 catches for 33 yards, and man, you win. You might have sweated out, but you win the bet. And like he said, we expect a lot of that. We expect a lot of that pass volume.
Lawrence, I'm with you. I mean, at least Kyle, you're getting the plus money value. But my thing is, I'll get to my prop in a second because we're high on Allen Robinson, so now we're high on Tyler Higbee. I'll also be high on Cooper Kupp. And it's like we're starting to get to a lot of mouths to feed, but there could be a lot of balls to go around here in this game. So before I talk about Cooper Kupp, Lawrence, you're gonna fade Dawson Knox, the guy that just got paid. That's what I'm seeing, bro.
Exactly. And I feel like that contract will have people, because when you look at the 35, when you open your little betting app and you see, oh, it's only 35.5. Well, this is the thing, you got Stephon Diggs. If Gabe Davis going to go off, there goes that. I expect Isaiah McKenzie to do something. Somebody gotta take that fall for this game. I would rather take a Dawson Knox touchdown bet than his receiving yards. So I definitely would ride the under 35.5 right there, because the contract will have people going there to make that bet. They'll see the contract and then they'll see this low number and think that's a lock. But nah, what's a lock is that there's a lot of playmakers on that offense.
I'm with you. I saw his touchdown odds, and I definitely felt more comfortable laying like that 170 to 200 range on Dawson Knox to find the end zone. I mean, he scored in 8 or 9 different games last season. Of course, he deservingly had that contract. But I'm going to talk about a guy that's going to get the bag whenever he can get the bag, and that's Cooper Kupp. I gave this out at minus 135. Another very sharp group gave the under out because they said a lot of people would just play Cooper Kupp's over because of his historic season. My viewpoint on betting Cooper Kupp in this spot, not only is he the second best receiver in the NFL behind Justin Jefferson, you heard it here, but he has so many opportunities inside or out. The corner deficit for this team, also Buffalo with Trey White being out, allows him to be able to get outside and face someone that he normally wouldn't face. And then also you look at the Rams as underdogs. I'm a big trend guy. But Rams as underdogs only 6 times since 2020. Cooper Kupp 5 times to the over 7.5 receptions against underdogs. When he plays the Texans next week and the Rams are laying 13 or 14 points, I'll be on Cooper Kupp's under receptions. Because he's not going to need to be fed at all. They're going to run the ball more heavy. That's the games you want to bet on the running back. So
I tell you what though, man, they had some games last year where they were dog walking some teams. And Cooper Kupp still got his. Like, they'll throw the ball on the 2-yard line going in. Like, they getting them stats. So
yeah, no, I think it's
I'm never arguing with a Cooper Kupp over until I have a reason to.
Yeah, I do want to get back to all of your questions because we got like 14, 15 new questions now. So Kyle, I'll give you a brief take on which one you'd rather bet. Dawson Knox under 35.5 or Cooper Kupp over 7.5 receptions. You have to pick one.
I'll take the Dawson Knox under. I can't. Yeah, I would go, but you were on under tight ends as well though. So this also falls in line with your ethos. Honestly, it was your argument there is more convincing than your argument for Cooper Kupp. So you've really beat yourself here.
Yeah, you're backing me into a corner, but it's whatever, man. I set myself up for that one. But I do want to let you guys know these two may be a part of it. I'd love to hear their take on if they are. But the Roto World League is now on the NBC Sports Predictor app. So if you guys didn't download that, You could play the Sunday Night 7 every Sunday. It's a free entry, and it's a $100,000 jackpot. All right, so all the guys on our fantasy football staff are supposed to be in that league, and you can stack up you up against them. So make sure you guys go join in league. Go join that and play in the league. You can use the Roto22 code to play. So that's the Sunday Night 7 on the NBC Sports Predictor app. Are you guys in that one? And I'm going to get some questions up here. I like this one too. But are you guys in that little Sunday Night 7 league, huh?
Yeah, definitely. We in there.
Yeah, don't ask me what I picked. I did this like 3 days ago, and I don't remember.
Same.
Tough. If you win that 100K, like you probably should have took all that to Vegas, because it's like you're making mad money. It's hard,
I'll be kicking myself, but I'll be happy though too. I'll be happy.
But the cool thing about it too, I will say before we get to these questions, the cool thing about that is even if you don't get first place, you don't win the 100,000, you actually still can win money on there. So you could take home $5, $20, $50, whatever this type of stuff is. So you might be able to beat Kyle and Lawrence. You probably won't be able to beat me though. So Mike Wilson or Allen Robinson, you take this one, Lawrence.
Ooh, yeah. I'm going Allen Robinson again.
Again?
And I'm hoping he didn't put the format in right here. I'm gonna assume PPR because that's just how we play. So if it's PPR, I would definitely go Allen Robinson. We all know Mike Williams, his game. He the big play guy. Keenan Allen, the route runner, possession receiver. That's what Allen Robinson is for this team. He has both of those skills. He'll be a deep ball guy, and he could work as a possession receiver. So if we talking PPR, give me Allen Robinson.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. This might be a hot take, but I feel like Allen Robinson is the the modern version of Hines Ward. Like he's like the upgraded version of him. But that could just be the Steelers fan in me. So Kyle, you take this one. Keenan Allen, Scary Terry, or Cortland Sutton. This is pretty tough.
I'm starting two, so I can just tell you who I'll bench. The other two are starters. I'm benching Terry McLaurin because his quarterback is the worst of these three by like a country mile. So,
yeah, Carson Wentz to throw an interception is still plus 100 money on sportsbooks. That's all I'm saying. That's probably going to be a play this weekend. Devin Singletary or Damian Harris? Can we vote neither?
It feels like neither.
I want to, but we here for the people. I would actually go Singletary here. Just be like, again, I'm going with I'm looking towards that over under at 51 and 52. I'm looking at the quarterbacks involved in the game. We got Stafford and Josh Allen versus Tua and Mac Jones, right? Yeah. And then the biggest factor is and look, I love me some Tua, but we gotta be real here. And then you factor in the format PPR. So give me a Singletary. I actually expect Singletary to get, I expect him to start off the first two series at running back before anybody else even start getting some love right there. Like, James Cook had momentum early, but it might take him a little time to rustle away some real touches, you know what I'm saying? So I expect Singletary to get a great opportunity here. So go with Singletary.
I'll ask you this, Kyle, because Rashandre Stevenson is being pushed a lot, especially by Matthew Berry, now NBC. So we've seen him fly up draft stocks. Are you on that train?
Oh, hell yeah. Ramondre is like a legit dual threat talent. And this is no disrespect to Damian Harris. I also think he's very good at what he does. He's very strong at the goal line. He's a very good breakaway runner, but he's not a particularly good tackle breaker, and he's not catching any passes, which is why I think, especially on this team that has a good line and loves to run the football, it's totally fine to like both of them. I like Ramondre more, assuming your format awards any points for receptions, but it's okay to like both of them. I'm taking both of them a lot, or I was. I guess drafting we're almost over. We're about an hour from being over, but I think Ramondre just has the skill set of the historically successful NFL backs.
Who wants to do it? Who wants to shout him out?
Yo, Dale Ryan. I thought we already did this, man. But you know what, man? We gonna do it again. What's happening to my man Dale Ryan? The next time you write something here, make sure you write where you from, man. You know what I'm saying? So then we could really shout you out there.
Yeah, shout out your hometown, your county. Shout out to Justin, because me and Justin are playing a new game where he comments on every video and asks for pitcher props. The answers will always be no. We'll see you next season. But it's just a game of tag now. Justin, I love it. Let's keep doing it. How about this one? Georgie, 12-team PPR super flex. I love me a super flex league as long as it's not a tight end premium. Michael Carter or Breece Hall? Kyle, what do you think?
So I think if they had Zack Wilson, I would actually go Michael Carter, because I think they will be close to splitting the carries 50-50. I still think, even like, I get the unofficial depth chart done by some intern who hasn't been paid yet, listed Michael Carter as the RB1. I don't buy into those too much. I think Breece Hall still gets more of the carries, but Joe Flacco is not a loser. He does not target running backs. The last time he started, he threw 2 targets to running backs. He might not be good, but he goes for it. So even though I think Michael Carter will be there for all of the passing downs, and in a normal team, that's a very good thing, Joe Flacco looks 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, sees Michael Carter, and says, get off the field, and chucks one deep.
All right, I'm convinced.
He's unconvinced. Yeah, it's tough. I like Breece Hall long term, but Michael Carter definitely a good talent every round. PPR, Antonio Gibson or Cam Akers. I love when coaches say, we're going to feed this guy. All right. It's like, 9 out of 10 times I'm not believing in that coach, but that's what they say is going to happen in Washington, but they really don't have an option with Gibson. So, Lawrence, which one?
They going to feed this guy in Washington. They going to feed J.D. McKissick them targets out the backfield. That's who they're going to feed. And we talking about PPR right here, right? Now, the unfortunate situation that happened with Brian Robinson is now why Antonio Gibson has been thrust forward now, because it was looking bad for him for a little minute. But they said they trust him, and this, that, and the third. I trust Cam Akers.
Yeah, I like Cam Akers a lot, man. But Antonio Gibson, I think he's gonna be interesting for a couple weeks at least. This one's a pretty cool one. This guy has Derrick Henry and Joe Mixon, so you definitely had to go 1 and 2, had the wraparound or a 7th pick, something like that. I'm a big running back, 3 out of 4 first picks type of guy, so I'm automatically in love with this type of team. I would personally probably go with Nick Chubb. I think Nick Chubb could possibly have 70, 80 yards here in this game easy. I'm on the fade James Robinson train. I'm all in on Travis Etienne. I don't think they're going to be feeding James Robinson like that week 1, man, off Achilles tear.
Dang, you're going to do my boy Rob like that.
I love J-Rob, bro, but J-Rob did burn me a couple times betting. I never forget. People don't forget. But Nick Chubb is Mr. Consistent. He can easily go for 100 yards any game. He's going to be fed. Kareem Hunt right now is throwing a fit. Antonio Gibson situation, he has Carson Wentz with him. I don't want that. So I feel good with Nick Chubb. I think that's an easy one. You guys,
it's very easy. It's very easy, especially when you got those other 2 backs with him. Yeah, no question.
But yeah, I like that one a lot. So
I take Chubb if Etienne didn't exist.
We appreciate you, Blake, for commenting. Definitely love the content. Thank you. Got a question. Gabriel Davis, Brandon Ayuk, Amon St. Brown, start 2. I'm big on Ayuk this year. What about you guys?
I'm not taking the third receiving option on what will almost certainly be the most run-heavy team in the NFL. It's a pretty strong bet that with Trey Lance, who doesn't look great as a passer, and I love Trey Lance, just call it, keep it a buck. He doesn't look great as a passer, and there's a reason they didn't play him at all last year when they had the chance to. At least he got a few spot starts. I don't think he's going to do great as a passer. That's okay. He has time to develop. This isn't an indictment of him as a person or even as a player. It's just where he's at right now. So they're going to run with him, and they're going to run with their good running backs. They're not going to pass. And I'm not betting on him to get more targets than Debo. I'm not betting on him to get more targets than George Kittle. In a year and in 2 years, when Trey Lance is cooking, I will love to play Brandon Ayuk. But until then, his floor is 0, and I don't think his ceiling's great either.
I feel like this is the climb. This is the start of the climb with Brandon Ayuk, because I think next year is really going to be the breakout year. But the numbers, Trey Lance likes to throw deeper than Jimmy Garoppolo. He had significant better numbers when throwing the ball 20 yards or beyond. And Brandon Ayuk was a big recipient of a lot of those passes. So I'm just looking at him as a guy that's, if Kittle's banged up like they say he is.
That would definitely change this. I was thinking about Kittle playing this week, but that's not a lock.
I forgot where I saw this, but it said it ain't great. Like it ain't good. Like
We
week
tweeted
one
NBC's football
is
account like tweeted that out.
like he in jeopardy for real. So I would go Gabe and Amon-Ra. Is that what you was thinking, Kyle?
That was what I was thinking. I still
If
think I would
Kittle's
do that
out,
even if Kittle.
You go
Kittle's out,
baller though.
if Kittle's out, are you sitting Gabe Davis tonight and waiting for that news?
Well, hell no. I'm not. There's no way I'm sitting Gabe Davis. It would be over Amon-Ra.
Amon-Ra. Okay. Well, Blake, definitely got a lot to think about, brother. But I think these guys helped you out more than I could. That's for sure. We do got a comment. Kittle groin injury made me grumpy, shed a tear. Yeah, man, I feel you on that one. It's tough. I tried to get as many bets as I could on the Niners game, but I couldn't. Kareem Hunt, Elijah Moore in the flex, 1 point PPR. I feel like I'm going more. What do you guys think?
Same.
Man, I want to say Hunt, but I know I should be going with Elijah Moore right here. We talked about it earlier. Elijah Moore, he do his thing with any quarterback, and that's just a good sign to see from a rookie wide receiver, man. Like you say, Kyle, did it with Mike White, Joe Flacco, Chad Pennington, whoever. Titans going to the bowl.
Shout out to First Person TV. I see you starting early on a Thursday, my guy. I mean, it's
more like the
it's
toilet
5
bowl.
o'clock, past 5 o'clock here. Yeah, all I'm saying is I got the Giants plus 5.5 in my pocket. Feeling confident about that one. The Titans should win the game. Giants don't really win as road dogs, but Daniel Jones actually undefeated, 6-0 ATS in his career when the spread's 6.5 or lower. Did you guys know that?
No.
I believe it. Daniel Jones is just good enough to beat the spread.
Yeah, just good enough to beat the spread, but just bad enough to lose the game. All right, how about MVS or Mike Davis? MVS, Kyle.
Yeah, so we have MVS. At least I have MVS as like one of the clear fantasy and DFS plays of the week, especially in DFS, because I think we're going to be well overconfident in our ability to predict the Chiefs. I mean, Patrick Mahomes literally said as much. He said he will not be able to predict who is going to be the team's best fantasy option on a week-to-week basis. And Mike Davis is garbage. In fact, he's just not good. So I don't care if he's playing for a better team this year. Not playing.
Hey, Kyle, keeping it a buck, man. I love it. What's he saying? Yeah, he's terrible. But
even if JK, even if JK Dobbins don't,
I think Kenyon Drake starts, and I think we had a report.
Start?
I think we had a report from Ian Rappaport on that earlier in the week that the plan would be for him to start. It's because Mike Davis is a glorified fullback is the problem.
I'm gonna have to go back and tell that dude to start Rashad Bateman because Lamar gonna be letting it rip here in New Jersey.
I totally agree. I am so excited to see especially Rashad, but Lamar in a game where the Jets secondary, they made, drafted Sauce Gardner, made improvements. PFF still ranked them as a below average team. They got absolutely burned all last year. And this will be the final chance we get for Lamar Jackson to be forced to throw 35 times a game. Once they get Dobbins back, it's probably a run heavy team, but that doesn't look like a great chance to happen this week.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think Lamar Jackson for the first couple of games is going to be a great bet to the over on total yards. The guy averaged easily over 300 yards per game last year when he was healthy. So if you're high on MVS, Kyle, tell us who you're low on.
This is only from a DFS perspective. You shouldn't bench him in your fantasy leagues. But I just think in the DFS landscape, we handle uncertainty quite poorly. We believe we know so much more than we do. And like I said, Patrick Mahomes has told us, you do not know who it is going to be. So I think Juju will be one of the more popular plays. I get why that game and Juju will be super popular. But MVS has such a good chance of any drive killing the fantasy value of everyone else on his team because he goes 80 yards for a touchdown. So I think in terms of tournament play specifically, for me, it's MVS. If you want to get real grimy, I also could see going Mecole Hardman over Juju as far as trying to gain leverage on the field.
Yeah, that grimy.
He's that grimy. Yeah, I'm a Steelers fan. I mean, I don't know about I think Juju's gonna be fine, man. But being a number one wide receiver, I don't see it from the guy. I mean, I just don't think he's got it yet. And with Patrick Mahomes, you can turn a lot of guys into a wide receiver number one, in my opinion. So I like it though. I'll throw MVS in there. He's gonna be a cheap pick in DFS leagues, that's for sure. We got some guys in here arguing over the chat, man. He's. I love this. This guy says, "You tripping?
Yeah, you tripping, man? You let him know, Chris. You let him know."
Singletary finishes top 15 this week if Moss is inactive.
Are you tripping? Yeah. You tripping, dog. You tripping, Javon. I mean, like, yeah, Chris agree. So, like I said, I do expect now if Zach Moss ended up inactive, I don't know. I think we would know by now.
I think it's literally right now. It's an hour and a half
before.
Yeah,
we know by now. I'd be like trying to see what's up with James Cook in DFS. If because they've said Zach Moss is going to be involved. So if he just all of a sudden ends up inactive, I'll be like rushing to, for my daily fantasy to get James Cook in there because he's likely going to be cheaper. But top 15 is that's a push right there.
Zach Moss is active. Khalil Shakir, if you're playing Showdown, is inactive. I definitely had some. I actually had to pull Khalil Shakir out a few times.
This one, this is a game on tonight. Obviously, Darrell Henderson, Michael Carter, Kyron Williams, Buzz. Not sure if you guys heard anything about that. I'd probably take Michael Carter here, but what do you guys think?
I will go Michael Carter. Just because game script. The Rams and Bills, we expected to be a more evenly matched game. Michael Carter, even though, like Kyle said, Joe Flacco like to let it rip. If them dudes is getting, mollywop, the Jets, that is, Michael Carter being there catching them dump offs. And then Kyron Williams, I don't know. What's the buzz on Kyron Williams? I mean, he's going to be active. He's the third running back. What other buzz is there about that right now?
I mean, he missed like the first 3 or 4 weeks of camp, I believe.
Did he even play in the preseason?
He might have gotten in the final game, if I remember correctly, but if he did, it wasn't much. They liked him coming out of college. There was a report, I think it was the Athletics' Jordan Rodriguez said that he was supposed to be the long-term replacement for Darrell Henderson, but that to me, that is like long-term. That is a year plus out.
That's right, Cam. That's right, Cam. They be getting Jets gonna get mollywop.
Mollywop. Yeah, but everybody with $20 in their pocket's gonna be betting the Ravens on Sunday. So better beware. I say tread lightly, but I do think the Ravens should win that game. This guy's got a team that seems built like mine, low key. I got I said I went running back heavy, but one of my leagues I got real spicy this year. I had Justin Jefferson, the 7th pick, and Jamar Chase is my 6th round keeper. So I went AJ Brown and got those 3 at receiver. So I feel like I'm about to just take the cake this year. But T. Higgins or Davis, trying to think of what Davis he's referring to.
Got to be Gabe.
Got to be Gabe.
Davis. Because I mean, it's Gabe is the Davis. Like,
definitely ain't talking about Mike Davis or Sammy Davis Jr. He got to be talking about Gabe. And for me, it's T. Higgins. T. Higgins for me easily right here. You already got Jamar Chase and you got Justin Jefferson. If you start Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, you leaving here with something. Like Denzel Washington said in that interview, I'm leaving with something. Like, you not leaving empty-handed with any one of those. And I like T. Higgins. He has a better chance of outscoring Jamar Chase this year than I think Gabe Davis does of outscoring Stephon Diggs.
I like that take.
That's a good way to put it.
Higgins was a beast down the stretch. Would have been Super Bowl MVP had they won the game. So give me Higgins.
Yeah, I'm huge on T. Higgins, man. Like, I thought he could have been like way top 10 draft pick like the year he came out. Like, I really believe in hype around
they got a steal.
Steal right there. He's gonna be a monster.
And all in one show clearly has a steal in his league if he got Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins. Shout out to him.
And I'll say this because I'm a Steelers fan, all right? And, people ask me, well, who do you hate? And it's like, I don't hate the Browns because we smack up on the Browns like you're our little brothers. The Bengals lately, though, I hate because they're really, really good. And it's like in my Dynasty League, I got Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins stack, all right? 3 years running this league now, and I have these guys. So, like, I really believe in the hype, mainly with T. Higgins. Another one before we give it our picks for tonight. Matt Stafford or Jameis Winston in fantasy?
Stafford.
It's always good to go against ATL. Man.
It's not that good, though, with Jameis Winston.
This week.
It's always bad to be Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston is going to ball this year, first off. He was balling last year before he got hurt. That 30 for 30 year was a decade ago. No,
No, yeah, we had a good debate on Bet the Edge last week over who was the better quarterback, Baker Mayfield or Jameis Winston. And they were trying to say Jameis Winston was worse because he threw 30 interceptions. But we forget that Baker Mayfield threw 21 interceptions the same year Winston threw 30.
Yeah.
All right. I just want to throw it out.
Did Baker throw for 5,000 yards and 30 touchdowns with it?
Never.
Nope.
Never.
Nope.
Never. All right. So let's give out some bets for tonight. Give out some guys to play in daily fantasy, to fade in daily fantasy. We're going to keep our Twitters up here so you guys can make sure to follow us on there. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe and like to the YouTube. It's literally just a move of the finger, and you click, and you just like and subscribe. So do it for us. But Rams or Bills, are you guys playing a side?
You want to go?
I don't have a side in this. I'd take Rams at this point. Obviously, getting Bills before the line moved a ton in their favor would have been nice, but at this point, like I can't imagine betting Bills at their now price.
Give me the Rams.
Rams. I'm Rams 3. I'm on +3. I took them. I bought the half point. Like I said, it's crucial to get the 3. So I'm on the Rams side. Guys, give me someone to fade and someone to back tonight in DFS.
It's very simple for me right here, right? I spoke on this earlier. We got Cam Akers here. The rushing props for no running back in this game is pretty. But Cam Akers has the second best odds to score at any time as an anytime touchdown scorer in this game after Cooper Kupp. So I'm riding with him. Are we doing the sits right now too?
Yeah, drop it.
And I'm sitting the guy that they say is going to take over for him in Darrell Henderson, because I gotta go. Like Kyle said, I was being soft earlier, so I'm going hard right now. Be all in on Cam Akers. Be all in on Cam Akers. Sit Darrell Henderson. I like the scoring odds for Cam Akers. I like the fact that Sean McVay trusted him off the rip in the playoffs last year. Give me Cam Akers. I'll give them Darrell Henderson.
Kyle?
I'm in on Allen Robinson. I think on DraftKings, at least, he is the best leverage captain option. And I'm sitting Isaiah Mckenzie. So I'm not playing these like Isaiah Mckenzie, Ben Skronek, these like Darrell Henderson. Like play the
Mckenzie, because I wanted to play Mckenzie tonight. And I talked to a couple people. They're sharp, but everyone's expected him to take over the Cole Beasley production. And I thought it would be Jamison Crowder, but I saw his receiving line open up 18.5 tonight. I was like, hey, ain't no way Jose on that one. So it's like,
DFS is a different game though than like if I'm projecting it out, Mckenzie is easily a better play than Jamison Crowder, but everyone is going to be playing Mckenzie over Jamison Crowder when like neither of them are that good of players. They're both fine, but it's one like Mckenzie's just a slam dunk, and Jamison Crowder, who has I'm sure way more career receiving yards than him.
Yes,
good.
That's
Crowder's a good player.
I like Crowder. I was trying to keep him in my dynasty league this year until I saw the hype and he's not going to be as big of a role. And I was like, well, I might as well just get rid of that then. But yeah, I guess I understand. I was going to tell you guys to go get Isaiah Mckenzie for the cheap in your DFS leagues, but
it's a solid play, but not over Allen Robinson.
No, and I was going to say that because I think we all unanimously made it boring and picked Allen Robinson as our highest score, best upside pick tonight. And like I said, this is an Allen Robinson fan club.
It's because the value is there. You know what I'm saying? We ain't getting crazy value on the running backs, on they props. We know Cooper Kupp's his numbers and Stephon Diggs. So he probably presents the most value when it comes to, as a whole, DFS and all these props. Allen Robinson probably present the best value in all of that.
Yeah, I'm definitely with you there, man. Any other bets you guys want to give out, fantasy advice, or you guys could plug, give some shout outs? We got a minute left, under 60 seconds.
DFS article coming out tomorrow. DFS stream at 1 p.m. Thanks for tuning in.
Hey, man, everybody just, check us out. All of us, Vaughn, Kyle, everybody else at NBC Sports EDGE, Roto World. We got the content pumping every day in every way. You know what I'm saying? So just stay locked in and let's get ready for this season, man.
Yeah, no, it's going to be one hell of a season, boys. I cannot wait. This is a big one for NBC, and this is the start of the season for us. And this won't be the only time we do this. We'll be doing this on before the Monday Night Football games. We'll be doing this before the Thursday Night Football games. So make sure you guys come in. Continue to get in the comment section, man. This is what drives the show and makes us want to come on here when you guys are interacting with us and having fun. So make sure you follow Kyle on Twitter. Kyle tweets here. Make sure you follow Lawrence at Lord Don't Lose. Check me out at V-Money Sports. Saturday morning, I'll be back with Brad Thomas and Eric Froton. We're doing a college football special just like this. So if you like college football, come join us 11 a.m. Eastern, and then we will be winning our Sunday bets and everything we gave out here as well. So best of luck with your Thursday Night Football bets. Thank you guys for joining us, and see you on Monday.